Everybody has been shredding Sony for the past, since they announced this. Okay, since they have announced this, they've been being shredded online. Okay, every YouTuber that I fuck with, that I've watched, and then some, are pretty much just going in on Sony right now. Okay, and this system is gonna sell to a small niche audience. This system is going to sell to people who wanna look good in a Cadillac or a Mercedes, and they want to flaunt a little bit, maybe flex a little bit. This is like a flex system for a small group of people, okay? But for the average majority, this is an abomination. This is something that shouldn't be, should never have been, and it just doesn't make sense, okay? And for a small, minute upgrade, okay? And one thing that most people kept saying about this when it was released, when they came out with their presentation, it was laughable because they were using games that were PlayStation 4 games, okay? First party games, and they weren't using anything new. And the pictures and the images that they were using, you could barely tell anything. A lot of them you couldn't tell. I know I personally couldn't tell in a lot of these pictures and images the difference. And the ones that you could tell, it was so small, it was laughable, okay? And most people were asking, why are you guys showing old games? What are you guys doing? You're showing games that are already breathtakingly beautiful. They're fucking PS4 games. What are you doing? The presentation was whack. We're in an age now where even the PS4 is kicking out graphics and making you just wish upon a star because of how beautiful they are. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but anyway, it is. I mean, put it like this. We've made leaps and bounds in technology. If you go back to, let's say, 1999, okay, to 2010, I think that leap was the biggest leap, or one of the biggest leaps, if we're talking about video games and how far it's come. But we're at a point now where the technology is so potent that you would have to really, really, really dig in from what we have now. And I'm talking about last gen PS4 up until current gen, which is PS5. The differences aren't going to be that major, okay? It's not. I mean, some of the best looking games to this day are games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us 2. These games are cornerstones. Ghost of Tsushima. Games like this, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like these games, these are all last gen games. Okay? To improve the quality on those, on something like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, they're not going to be that much more noticeable. Okay? The things that are now upgradable or upgraded on these current systems are going to be small things. Okay? To be honest with you, they still can't do a lot of the things that they promised us when these systems were coming out. Okay? They made everybody believe that everything was going to be 60 frames, okay, from the base and on up, okay, and where everybody was going to get 4K. But that's not the case. Even with this PS5 Pro, you're not getting that on a lot of these games still. You're just not getting it. They're trying to sell you a dream. If you go back and look at the PS5 when they first presented it, I promise you, go back and look at old videos. Go back and look at the old presentations and listen to the shit they were talking about. Listen to all the shit that they promised us. All the games that were coming out on release that never came out. Came out years later. Okay? Because they wanted to get you to buy the system. They wanted you to get excited about the system. And I fell for it like a $2 hoe with a $3 haircut. I fell for it. A lot of us fell for it because we were riding on the fumes of the success that Sony has had in recent years. It'll happen, and it's already happened. And right now, basically, they're playing that smoke trick. They're blinding us with the smoke, and they're pulling out butter with the other hand. And I'm just telling you guys, it's not worth that upgrade. Okay?
You're robbing us, you son of a bitch.
We're still at a point now where we're trying to shake off the last gen production and what they're coming out with. We're still trying to just get games released that are only for the current gen systems right now. We're still not even all the way there yet. So when I start seeing games come out for the PlayStation 5 and only the PlayStation 5, and the same thing can be said about the Series X, they have their own problems, when we're talking about the Series S and that debacle over there that's going on, then, I'm going to have the same approach when you ask me about these things. And a lot of us probably feel the same way. That's just what it is. I mean, there's no running around the mulberry bush. There's no getting around this. You just have to be honest with yourself. Everybody, let's just sit down, look at ourselves in the mirror, and let's keep it real with ourselves. It's not hard. This is what we're dealing with right now. And I'm just not ready to spend $800 plus on that.